Hey, good morning, it's Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. I'm going to do something a little bit different with this blog. I'm going to target this one towards the people that are on the sidelines right now. These are the ones that occasionally they'll go onto my YouTube blog, and there's a core group of them that will post some comments on my blog or go on the Globe and Mail and Vancouver Sun about how the Vancouver real estate market is in a bubble. Mr. Bigland, you sound like a typical realtor. It's always a good time to buy and hold, and these prices aren't sustainable. The market's going to crash, and why would anyone be foolish enough to buy in this market? And if you've watched my blog for a while now, I'm not a big believer in market timing. I've always advocated that people, when you got the money together, you can afford to buy your principal residence, take advantage of the principal residence exemption. All the gains will be tax-free. If you can afford to buy the home comfortably, leave yourself a buffer, live in it, enjoy it. You need a roof over your head. It beats renting. Keep it for 8 to 10 years or longer. The longer the better. My holding period is pretty much forever on most of my investment properties. You're going to do fantastic. But there is that core group of people that I see in the Globe and Mail and the Vancouver Sun and in phone-in shows that are saying that the market's going to blow up, and they're going to. A lot of them will allude to the fact that why would you buy now? Wait till the prices come off 40 or 50%. Now, one thing I would suggest for some of these people that comment on a lot of these blogs, it sure would be nice if you enlightened us a little bit on what your plan of action is. I'm presuming you've got a pile of money, let's say, you're ready to buy, but you're going to wait for the prices to come down 20, 30, 40, 50%, and then you're going to scoop in and buy a home. So it would be nice, you'd add a lot more credibility to your comments if you put yourself out there like I do on my blog, and with a little more transparency, and tell us what your plan of action is. Enlighten us. I'd sure like to hear it, and I mean that in all seriousness. So I thought I'll target this blog to the people that are on the outside looking in, and I've been waiting for a while now for this elusive correction to happen. Now, I've said on my blog all along that markets don't go up forever. Every 3 years or so, we get what I call a run-of-the-mill correction in Vancouver real estate. I've been through so many of them, I can't count them over the last 30 years. The last one we had was in 2012, and we had another one back in 2008. So yeah, we're probably overdue for a bit of a correction eventually, although I'll blog about this more this spring. The condo market right now, anything under $1 million is actually, I'm starting to see prices start to slowly creep up again. So it sounds like, looks to me anyways, the early stages, the market was playing a little possum here back in October, November, December, January. Prices were treading water. I'm seeing them start to come up again on condos, which is so normal. I've seen this so many times. It plays possum, takes a little breather, and then goes up to another 10 or 15% increase. Will that happen this time? I don't know. Stay tuned for more blogs on that in the spring. So this blog, though, I want to concentrate on the people that are on the sidelines here. And I want to talk to you about the game plan. You should have all your ducks in a row if you're looking to capitalize on any correction when we finally do get it. And I have the feeling that a lot of people that I come across at open houses and I'm talking to, a lot of them that are on the sidelines don't have their ducks in a row. And if you don't, I don't know why you're complaining about the market. You should be focusing on things that you can control, your savings rate, and getting your things in order to be able to get into the market. So the first thing is you need to have a down payment. Now, a typical condo in downtown Vancouver, let's say, we'll keep it simple here, we'll say it's $550,000. Technically, yes, you can get in with as little as 5% down, but I've done blogs on this over the last year or so, how difficult it is now to get mortgages. It's pretty much impossible these days, in my experience, to buy a property with 5% down. Unless you're earning a couple $100,000 a year and you've got a lot of money in the bank, then you might, but that's not the typical buyer. In my experience, most people, to buy a $500,000 condo, you're going to need probably 10 or 15% down, a good work history, and yeah, so anywhere between $50,000 to $70,000. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. So that's the first step. You've got to have that 50K or 60K or 70K or more, depending on what you're buying, to get in. And I have a feeling that a lot of the people that are kind of disenfranchised with this market, first off, don't have that money together. So what good is it complaining about wanting a correction to happen if you don't have the money in place to capitalize on it when it does come down the road eventually, which it will. The second thing is, of course, you've got to be pre-qualified from a lender, your bank, a mortgage broker. I'll get people that will call me sometimes. They'll say, "Oh, I want to buy a condo. It's $550,000. I'm ready to go. I've got a $35,000 down payment." First thing I'll ask them though is, are you pre-qualified for the bank to borrow the other $500,000 or whatever? And oftentimes it's no, but that's okay. All I need is 5%. And I tell them it's not the case. You've got to talk to your bank. You've got to submit your tax returns for the next couple of years. They're going to want to see all your assets, your liabilities, and then they will determine what they will lend you as far as a mortgage. So you need to get that pre-approval. So you need the down payment, the $50K. You also need to have in your back pocket a pre-approval. If you don't have those things right now, and you're waiting for this correction and you're going to swoop in and buy at cheaper prices, I don't know what you're doing. You're not in a position to take advantage of it. Now, with myself, I'm always on the lookout for new investment properties to add to my portfolio. With my other investment clients, it's the same thing. We've always got everything lined up. I've always got a pre-approval, and I've always got funds available that if the right unit came along, and if I can get it at the price I like, and hey, maybe in another year or two, if prices do come off a bit, I'm in a position then to capitalize on it. And that's what you have to be. You have to have this stuff in order. And again, maybe some people that are comment on some of these blogs could enlighten us a bit on what their strategy is. Maybe you do have the money, the down payment, you're pre-approved and ready to go. The final thing I'll say though is you need what's known as a strike price. And all good investors have a strike price, whether it's buying real estate or buying stocks. You have to have a price in your mind that when that condo hits that price, whether that's 5% off today's prices, 10%, 15%, you're willing to write an offer, pull the trigger, and buy the unit. Now, let me paint a little picture for you, because I've been through so many corrections here, and setting a strike price and just convincing yourself that I'll be able to pull the trigger if it goes down to this amount is much easier said than done. So it's kind of like the famous quote that Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. And I'll give you some examples. Back in 2012, our last correction, I'll paint the picture for you here. Prices in 2012 were off anywhere from about 8 to up to maybe 12 or 13%. It all depended on the product and the location and the city. But in Richmond, for instance, I had detached homes that in 2011 were selling for around $800,000 that had now dropped down to about $715,000. And I can tell you, I had a number of listings, I had a number of condo listings in 2012 and early 2013 that I was getting zero calls on, or very few calls on. Days on market were up over 100 days. I had some condos that I had on the market for over 200 days. And the typical buyer that was coming out then was looking at it and saying, well, geez, honey, you know, prices, this house is off $75,000 from what we would have had to have paid a year ago or 9 months ago. But gee, you know, picking up the paper every morning in the Vancouver Sun and the province, it's talking about, hey, this is the big one. Prices are off 8, 9%, but there's more to go. Why would you step into this now? Your buddies at work are telling you got to be crazy to be buying a house or a condo right now. Prices are off 8%. Are you kidding me? It's just the beginning. They're going to continue to go down. In 2012, this lasted for about 10 months, this slowdown, this correction, and then almost like somebody turned a light switch on, the market took off. Just a quick side story. I mean, I had condos, as I say, that I had listed for over 200 days. I'll never forget a condo that I had listed in Tawasin. It was an estate sale. I had this unit for over 200 days, well over 200 days during this slowdown. And almost overnight, I ended up, my phone started ringing. I had several showings, and like it always happens, sometimes you never know what to expect in real estate. I ended up getting multiple offers on this property. You could have stepped in anytime in the first 200 days and negotiated a price. Just like that, the market took off. Next thing you know, we're in multiple offers. This unit ended up selling over asking price with well over 200 days on market. So that's the situation that you're going to be in, but you need to set a strike price. So that strike price is if we can get this unit in this building at 5% off current prices, 10%, 15%, you better set a price and stick to it. Because otherwise, you're going to, and it's, like I say, it's going to be a lot harder, easier said than done, but I can tell you, I've seen it firsthand so many times that people just cannot pull the trigger once the market starts to go down. They think there's more there. Why would I buy now? Next thing you know, within 2 to 3 weeks, the market has changed. Phone starts ringing again. Now all of a sudden you're getting multiple offers on properties that have been sitting on the market for months. So those are the things you better prepare for. If you're on the outside looking in, you better have your down payment funds together, all ready to go in a GIC or a bank or checking account that you can cut a quick check for. You better have that pre-approval letter in from your bank, and they'll give you a pre-approval for 90 to 120 days. And if you haven't bought anything in that time, you just keep renewing it. I always have pre-approvals ready all the time. I just continue to renew them, submit my tax statements every year, and update all my records with my brokers. So you better have those things. You also better have a strike price set. So that when the time does come, and notice I said not if, but when we do get a correction, you're ready to pounce on it. If you don't have those things in place, you're wasting your time. You may as well, you're wasting your time complaining about the market. Again, you should be controlling the things that you can control, worrying about, not the external factors you have no control over, like what the market's going to do. Another final little disclaimer though, again, I do not suggest people time markets. I don't. The savvy, experienced buyers that I work through don't do it either. Just like I don't do it with my stock portfolio. With my stock portfolio, I'm consistently adding companies to it, adding to positions. I always have strike prices on companies that I want to add more stock to that are maybe overpriced right now. I'll give you an example. McCormick, it's a major holding in my portfolio, a manufacturer of spices. I've been buying this stock for over 15 years. At present, the stock is a little bit overvalued. It's trading at about 25 times earnings. But if that stock were to come down about $10 a share, I would definitely strike on it and add some more to my portfolio. But that's the same thing. If you're on the sidelines with real estate, you've got to have all that in place as well. So something to think about for the people that are on the sidelines. But again, as I say, I advocate that you don't time the markets, because we don't know what the market's going to do in the short term. Already, as I say, I'm seeing condo prices starting to slowly creep up again. I don't know if this is just temporary, but we don't know whether the market's going to continue to go up here another 5, 10, 15%, and then maybe take a 10% breather or a 15% correction. Who knows? It's why timing markets is a mug's game. When you've got the money, when you've got the down payment, purchase it, keep living it, get the principal resident exemption, and you're off to the races. But if you want to wait for this big correction that's going to come, you better have your down payment ready, you better have your pre-approval ready, and you better have a price in mind that when it hits that price, if it does hit that strike price, you're able to pull the trigger on it and not worry that after you bought it, it went down another 5%. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.